In this module, we will focus on the main functions of the tool that are needed to support Harry in his search for energy-saving controllers. First of all, we would like to recall what was said in the previous module about the main functions of the tool. In general, we can group the tool functions in groups according to the phases in which they appear during the use of the tool. So we differentiate functions for specifying the intended product characteristics, functions for finding the energy-saving solutions, functions to adapt the new product histogram, and functions to calculate the trade-off and find the controller with the highest gains. In the continuation, the functions are shown through the flow of activities that the tool executes. Software is ready to be launched on Harry's computer. After getting a command, the software launches and opens. Based on the user preference, an existing file will be opened or a new file will be generated. The tool has an instance saving operation, which means that Harry can see the tool at any moment and can resume using the tool anytime. Whenever Harry resumes his work with the tool provides the environment and the date which were processed in the last use session. In the first phase of specifying the intended characteristics of the new product, the tool conducts multiple actions which are pre-programmed. The tool first shows a screen with the identifiers of the intended product characteristics and offers it to the user to fill in. Having received the information, the tool records the submitted specifications and converts these into search patterns. Afterwards, it compares these patterns with the contents of the database of past product cases, which it considers as a case base. The tool also has programmed means for retrieving all matching cases and for visualizing the information about all related cases for the user. The tool presents the cases and the user indicates which ones he considers to be relevant. You should also know that not only these general characteristics should be known for the tool, but also some more specific characteristics are needed. For each of these characteristics, the user indicates the relevant cases and the tool calculates the average values from those found in the cases. When the next button is pressed, the tool checks if all fields were filled in, and if the specification is complete, it moves to the next phase of operation. Remember that the system can repeat the whole procedure without losing the input values for the specified different characteristics whenever it becomes necessary. The second phase is about finding solutions for energy saving. The tool supports it with various search and comparative actions. As a first action, the tool shows solution principles for energy saving to the user. The tool expects the user to indicate which energy saving principle seems to be applicable. Based on the user preference, the tool creates a search pattern and matches it against the case stored in the case base. This operation of the tool is implemented by the same algorithms which are used in the first phase to search in the case base. Obviously, this is to simplify the means the user should be aware of. As the last action, the tool visualizes the information about the relevant cases on the screen. This is the time for the user to select those energy-saving solutions which were successfully applied in past products, and that might be considered as beneficial. After receiving the information from the user, the tool stores the identifiers of the cases in its memory. You would probably expect from a smart tool that it considers the use scenario of the product when designing a ubiquitous control solution. In order to fulfill this requirement of the users, the tool retrieves use scenarios of past products, which are in harmony with the solutions that were selected in the previous phase. It allows the user to consider the effects of using a particular energy-saving solution for the intended product. Having finished this, the tool visualizes the relevant case information on the screen. Meanwhile, the tool also shows the use histogram of the original product. This diagram is retrieved from the first phase and is composed of the energy consumption levels and the usage time. As a next action, the tool requests the designer to adapt the use histogram for the product extended with each alternative ubiquitous controller. You should know that each tool should also offer the possibility of deleting an energy-saving solution from the list. If the user presses the next button, the tool checks again if all needed information is filled in. Only if all the needed information is filled in correctly does the tool move on to the next sequence of actions. The tool offers various actions to support the calculation of the trade-off. In the fourth phase of the design process, the tools should retrieve the information of the original product characteristics and of the alternatives that were generated to save energy. The calculation of the trade-off is carried out taking into account the cost of the original product and the cost of the new product equipped with one or several ubiquitous controllers. These costs are based on the costs of the actual products and the costs of the consumed energy. As a matter of fact, the tool is able to carry out the calculations of each alternative solution. Based on the calculated costs, the tool determines the gains. As a final action in this phase, the tool ranks the results of the trade-off calculation and visualizes this information on the screen. Finally, the functions of the end of tool use are needed. With the result of the trade-off calculation, the tool offers the designer a choice of possible further actions. These consist of printing, saving, or emailing a report of the result. Alternatively, these actions allow the user to introduce changes or to indicate preferences for certain results, or to go back to a previous phase of the process. If the user is satisfied with the results, he can press the Close button and the tool will save all the results of the trade-off calculation to the case base and will then terminate.